we're back with another YouTube special edition. We have Jimmy with the Neubie Australasia.
That's it. That's
What's up, OG fam? We're back with another YouTube special edition. We have Jimmy down from up north with the Neubie Australasia. So we're here today to train quads for me and take a bunch of other PTs and members from one gym through some sessions on the Neubie Machine. If you haven't seen it before, I'm not even going to try and explain it because I'll stuff it up. I'll leave Jimmy to that as well. But essentially, what I want to get out of the Neubie Machine myself personally is find a way to be able to train my quads, legs without knee pain. I suppose from what I've seen of it in the past, it's enabled people to activate different areas around the problem areas, if it makes different muscles around problem joints and tendons and ligaments to help get full range of motion and improve their training, obviously, bring up weaker areas by creating a better connection between obviously the brain and the area you're trying to train, and then avoid injury as well. But I'll let Jimmy introduce himself properly and explain it.
all right, I'm Jimmy. So we brought the Newbie to Australia from America about 6 months ago. I brought it down here to one gym to give Mike a go at it, a proper run. Based off what he was just saying, in terms of like taking pressure off the joints and stuff like that, that's what our main concern is today. We're going to do that by activating the whole muscle belly, okay, and eliminating the joints movement under load. So we want to take all the load away from the joint and actually put it all into the quad, all in the hammies, into the muscles that we're working, whatever body part that is, okay? My main concern today is just to show Mike how we can fix up any imbalances he's got in his legs, take the pressure, like you said, off his knees, okay? And then moving forward from that, show him how to do some movements with the machine on that he hasn't been able to do in the past due to pain. So you'll see as we go through this session today, his reaction, the pump, etc., etc. So looking forward to it.
Here for it as well, and obviously, we're very interested at OG to have the Newbie here to help with obviously that joint pain, rehabilitation, all sort of stuff as well, but also just to help people who struggle to connect with different areas of their body as well. So you'll see throughout the footage today that we put on here as well, people, our trainers and members training arms and back and chest and whatever else. And they may be areas that they struggle with connecting. So again, what the Newbie is going to do is provide like pulses or electrical stimulation.
Yeah, so it mimics the signal the brain sends to the muscle. So it'll mimic that from the machine. Therefore, the machine will control how hard you contract, or if you're doing it for rehab, how hard it doesn't let you contract. So we can use through injury prevention, not injury prevention, but more so to train through injuries, where areas tighten up when you're training. We can put the pads on the areas and not allow that muscle to actually contract. So it can retrain your movement pattern to move that range without any pain.
Perfect. Yeah. So essentially, we can tell a muscle to contract. We can tell a muscle to not contract. Exactly right. Again, depending on what the purpose is for that individual, I suppose, as well. So crazy machine. Obviously, you'll see it in action today as well. We're going to do some more footage with it in the future. For now, Jimmy's obviously got a lot, one of Australia's, probably most experienced bodybuilders over the past 10 years, competed many times. So I love the fact that Jimmy brought it down, but Jimmy knows essentially what we try and do to ourselves in the gym, and what's important to us, and that's to train without pain, because we want to train, obviously grow and make progress. But the one limiting factor, one of the most debilitating limiting factors of that is if you're injured or if you can't train without pain in the area, you're limited to how much you can grow it. You can't push it. So you're limiting your progress based on your inability to train the muscle to its full potential, or to the I suppose, the limits you need to be able to grow and improve the area. So I'm excited to have Jimmy down here to push us through some sessions. Jimmy online, Jimmy Sadek or Got Juice. We're here to find out if one gym has got juice today as well. Stick around for a juicy quad sesh.
do a working now, and we'll do another working. Yep. Okay, so I'll put on the strongest contraction for the first working. We'll leave the weight the same, but I'll relax your contraction a little bit. So instead of like you do a back off set, so this will feel like you're backing off a little bit, but it's a less contraction, but we hold the weight.
Hit it. Come on.
That's a set.
It's obviously still the feeling of like failure or fatigue is still there. I'm used to that, but it's just different in the way that it contracts at the top. And it feels like less pressure on the joint now. So my like quad feels full, but the knees still feel light.
Yeah. So you see how you felt when you finished that set, you're buckled, yeah? You're like, oh, fuck. Yeah. 2 or 3 breaths, you're like, oh, I'm good again, you know?
I was used to like taking a set like that to failure and having the quads feel full, but the knees also feel heavy as well. Makes sense.
Your biggest takeaway tomorrow when your quads just fried.
Yeah.
But your joints feel good.
Because even if I push through a session, let's say just like, put some rapid gel on and just get through. I can always get through because like mentally I'm like, oh, you just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Then after, like that night, like my knees are just fucking just
limping around.
Trashed. Yeah. They feel like pumps, a crazy pump. Like bending them is fucking difficult.
The way that you train with this, you're gonna have DOMs before you finish the workout. We just want the closer the pad is to the area, it's gonna work. It's gonna make that area work harder. So because his legs are so fucking big, right? The pads have got to be spread across, as opposed to someone's normal legs. It just covers the whole leg. So positioning is important.
I'm packing up no shoes. Kicked out the building, eating tricks with the tricks who still trick out the building. I'm in big drops of ziplocs, they stick out the ceiling. Let her flip flop and lip off. You look like you dealing with a guy. Don't come to me with your pride. I got way more where they came from, no way. I'm breaking up and trying to take me on the street and open the balcony. I can even buy a side and crib. I think all I got is my word. All I got is my word. All I got is my word. Yeah, all I got is myself. Hey, all this time I'm living all your contradictions, switching up the story. Hey, golden duckies for me. Hey, this don't do nothing for me. Ain't no one come up on my side. Heard the love came down, still look like a respect, I don't get why you keep pitching this act for me. But let a nigga send a track for me, and I don't even gotta ask for me. Yeah, please stay the fuck out my way, cause you ain't getting no dad from me. Yeah, Fred doesn't pay me, I'm sending my baby to college on trap money. Still no respect, I don't get why you keep pitching this act for me. But let a nigga send a track for me, and I don't even gotta.
You're lifting and you feel okay. Like you feel like you get used to that current, that grab, and all of a sudden, quad stop. It's fucked. Alright, so we're gonna do walking lunges. We've done extensions. We've done hack squat, 3 sets, 3 sets. My legs feel like they've got DOMs already, so it's strange because I'm used to feeling pumped. I can get myself pumped. But it's strange to feel like we've got DOMs already halfway through the session. But we're gonna do lunges now. Essentially the way I understand is this is my dumbbell. This is my dumbbell. And Jimmy's gonna play around with that as I walk up and down and a continuous style set, yeah?
Yeah. So basically all we're gonna try and do is just drive more blood into the muscle. This is all just based around pump. So we've done the contraction shit, we've fatigued the muscle plenty. Okay, so now we're just gonna finish it off by just driving blood. So we'll do, I wanna get at least 3 sets in. We'll see if we can get 4 or 5, we will. We'll see how long it takes him to fall over.
I need a shower, no chase. My girl need a wine in the state. My mom need a house for the late. So I got some money to make. They told me I got what it take. So I gotta take it all back. I told them I need my pay. I need my 50 for tax. I ran low on my patience. Make sure my time isn't wasted. I told them all that I've been real. They know that I cannot face shit. Funny how none of this makes sense. Now that I'm up with an A-list. She tryna throw me the K now. Telling me happy belated. Got too much shit on my mind. That's all. But I'm gonna make it time. I pray to God for signs. He know that I'm trying. Lately I'm shit. The things in my mind. They don't understand how the shit goes. How they all use you to switch goals. How they all speed when they need some. Then when you need them and they gone goes. They want the money in big rows. They use your name for a quick post. The same ones that told me to quit rap. I saw this shit, man, it gets sold. But for now, I need a shower, no chase. My girl need a wine in the state. My mom need a house for the late. So I got some money to make. They told me I got what it take. So I gotta take it all back. I told them I need my pay. I need my 50 for tax. I need a shower, no chase. My girl need a wine in the state. My mom need a house for the late. So I got some money to make. They told me I got what it take. So I gotta take it all back. I told them I need my pay. I need my 50 for tax.
Yep. There you go.
Falls!
Come on. Now 5 partials. 5 partials. Go. Set. There you go. That's a shot. Got your AJ in the background.
Love it. Alright, so fam, we are finished up on the Newbie and pumped, that's for sure. The session was, I mean, Jim just asked me what I expected, and it was in the absolute best way possible. What I mean by that is, like, I expected to feel a really deep contraction, a really intense workout, and I was hoping for no knee pain, and we got all of that plus a whole bunch more. So really different feeling on as we trained through both the quads and hamstrings. So as you'll see in the footage, we're able to sort of still put a lot of load on. We take it to maximum intensity. The difference was that, like, the way I could describe it in the setting that Jimmy had it on was sort of like, if you've ever got a cramp before, like almost as you feel the cramp start to happen, the muscles start to contract, and then imagine that stays there without the cramp, the whole part of the exercise. And obviously at first it's pretty foreign and strange because you're like, what's going on? But as you contract and you just feel more and more deepness to it, if that makes sense. Yeah. You're feeling it in fibers that obviously haven't fired for a long time. And then it's almost halfway through the session and already DOMs start kicking in because, as we'll talk about during the session, it's like, imagine you haven't trained for 3 weeks and all of a sudden you come back to the gym and any little movement because it's contracting, you get DOMs almost straight away. You're like, fuck, these muscles haven't worked for months maybe, who knows how long as well. So it was, really exactly what I wanted it to be. So I was pumped. Any comments, Jimmy?
Yeah, so assuming, because we don't know what tomorrow holds, right?
Sure.
I think you won't wake up with knee pain, but we don't know, right? Assuming tomorrow you don't wake up with knee pain, how do you think you use this moving forward, into your next prep through the off season, in terms of how do you think it will help you?
Yeah, so for me, again, assuming I don't wake up with any knee pain, because again, traditionally, even if I could push through a session, just mentally block it out and get through the session, that night or the next day, the knee pain's just debilitating almost as well, where I'm really struggling to get up out of the bed, sit down, all those kind of things. Even drive a car, I can't do because the car, my knee doesn't want to be in that bed position for too long. So assuming that we don't wake up with that knee pain, I see the Newbie really helping me to reach new levels again with my leg training, be able to incorporate movements that I like and love. And let's face it, guys, if you don't love your program or love what we do, then when you do it 7 days a week, 365 days a year like I do, it can get boring real quick, if that makes sense. So it's important for me, important for anyone, to really enjoy their program and their plan. That's why I can stick to it so well, because I enjoy it, I fucking love it. But when your knee pain starts to take over, that's when you start to fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And so for me, it puts the fun back into leg training, keeps it interesting in terms of I don't just have to stick with the one routine for 12 months of the year. I can incorporate machines I like to again, like the hack squat, and then even leg extension first up without having to pre-fatigue and exhaust with other movements into that. So I see it's to really sort of, for me, legs take it to a new level there as well. But even with back, chest, arms, really focusing on again, talking for me personally, I'm not at a beginner stage where I go into the gym, I just train, and I feel everything is just going to grow. I'm at the point in sort of my lifting journey, physique journey, where I need to start refining certain areas. So making the bicep peak a little bit bigger, making the tricep sweep a little bit rounder, making the upper chest a little bigger, making the mid traps pop a bit more. These sort of things, these intricate, I suppose, details that create a more symmetrical, more balanced physique on stage. That's where I see a lot of application in my training.
You target specific areas that you need to blow up, need to make rounder, thicker, etc.
Absolutely. They say your mid traps need to be bigger. I'm like, well, fuck. How do I, contract them in a row movement where I can put this on and I can,
it'll straight away fire like that, yeah.
You still have to think about it, but it's like, no, you can feel it straight away. And that's really powerful, I think, in terms of anyone at an advanced-ish level who wants to, improve their physique again from a purely an aesthetics point of view.
Yeah.
How do we balance it? How do we make it better? And then along the way, obviously, any injuries that do come up, any niggles, anything that we need to work on, we can work around it with the Newbie as well. So I see a lot of application in both prep mode and then off season or growth phase modes as well, for myself and for anyone that I train or work with. So I'm excited to chat with you further. I hope to get one of these bad boys down at the OG. It will be the only one in Victoria at this stage. Obviously, no rights to it. Also, if you're interested in the Newbie, please hit up Jimmy as well. He heads it up here in Australasia, so he can definitely help you out.
And even once you get one down here, if anyone's from Melbourne, they got questions about it, just hit me up. Then I'll direct you over to Mike and we can go through it. Like that's how I learned. I just networked, spoke to other people that use it. So there's a good little bunch of guys that are using it at the minute, and we all bounce off each other. So
yeah, definitely. And look, I asked all this from the players in the States using this, and so I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting. And Jimmy was obviously foresightful enough to be the first to bring it down here to Australia, and now we're going to go, and show Australia what this thing can do. Again, not just from a bodybuilder competitive standpoint, but from a rehabilitation, from anyone who wants to improve their physical performance at any level, that they definitely should open their eyes and ears to the Newbie, and I suppose at least try it, because there's as much as I can try and describe it now between it feels like a cramp, you can't describe it. I can't tell you what that pump feels like when you're getting DOMs like mid-session, like two sets of leg extensions, and there's no knee pain, and I can feel the DOMs deep, and that's like 2 days later normally you get that sort of stuff. So it's unique, it's exciting for me as well. Like I said, it's really hard to describe that feeling, so definitely hit us up in the future. We eventually get one of these down here at OG, hit Jimmy up. Obviously, Jimmy he's booked out, I imagine, all the time, but if you travel in the state, you want to get there and at least try one of these. Where are you based out of?
Sydney, Riley's Gym, Sydney.
Riley's Gym in Sydney, so hit up Jimmy, Jimmy's Instagram, YouTube as well. We'll have that in the comments down below. But for now, we've smashed plenty of people on this machine today. So it's time for us to wrap it up. But thank you again, brother.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me down here.
I really appreciate it. Any comments, any questions at all, please put them down below. Let us know. If you've used one of these machines and what you got out of it as well. Let us know if you're interested, and again, we'll point you in the right direction. Thank you to One Gym for letting us use the space, the members. We didn't get too many people's way. That's the other thing. I thought this would be a lot sort of harder to manage and to move around the gym.
It looks like that, but like we keep it tight, and this is my travel trolley. The one that I use at home in the gym is smaller. It's smaller, more compact, and way more agile as well.
Yeah, nice, awesome. Yeah, so that good point there. It doesn't take a huge floor fit on the floor, so you can move it around, and you can move easy enough with it as well. I even lunge with it, so that's how easy it is. But thank you to One Gym members for letting us film here today and to show this off. Thank you to Corey behind the lens for all your content creation, videography. If he'll work with you, because I know he's booked out, but definitely hit him up as well. That's FD Media. Until next time, fam, we are out, and we'll catch you on the next YouTube.